When you are buying a franchise, make sure you calculate your break-even costs. To calculate your break-even costs, a lot of franchisors will provide you a spreadsheet. If they don't, you can find one online or drop me a DM and I'll help you with a franchise forecasting model. It's important to analyze each type of costs. Your fixed costs, like your occupancy, so your rent, and your variable costs. So these are the levers that you can pull up and down. Things like your purchases of items that help you with your products. So these are your cost of goods, your staff, your labor, your utilities. Now, utilities won't fluctuate too much. Please don't go around turning lights off in the hope that you're going to save $300 a month, because that doesn't happen. So make sure you understand the difference between fixed and variable costs and how much you can move those levers up and down. You don't want to understaff and not have enough staff when your customers are there. Same with your supplies. You don't want to underbuy your supplies and not have enough stock for a mad rush that you're going to get that's unexpected. Pricing and revenue projections. Now, the code of conduct for franchising is very strict on franchisors giving you any type of prediction of how much money you'll make. So you need to work this out yourself. To do this, you can use averages, but you also got to understand where your franchise is and which franchise is similar in status. So if you have a franchise store in a Westfield, you can look at data, provided that you have the release from the franchisor and the franchisees of similar stores in a Westfield's location and what the revenue is. Again, make sure you do your due diligence and you don't use your emotion to put in your revenue projections. Find out how long it's going to take you to get a return on investment. Now, be modest with your projections. Don't think just because you have charisma that you're going to go out there and you're going to make $1 million in a very short amount of time. It's very important that you do your numbers correctly and you take the emotion out of it. Use data as much as you can. Take the emotion out of it. You got to look at sensitivity to fluctuations. Now, I've mentioned this before. Seasonal fluctuations are very prominent in a lot of food businesses. Winter, you might get a spike in purchases because people get hungrier when they're generally colder. Does that mean it drops in summer? Well, maybe yes, maybe no. If you're living in Australia, the Christmas season is in the summer months, and generally you will get a spike upwards because you have more traffic coming into the center. So try and get a 12-month or even a weekly trend line of what the current franchises are doing. The other thing to do is make sure you have a modest planning for growth. When you are doing your 5-year projection, don't expect huge gains again because of your projection of your charisma. Yes, you can go in there and be a great operator and build a business up over time, but be modest with your projections. That way, if you increase your profitability and increase your turnover, that's a good thing, especially if you increase above what you were expecting. So try and take the emotion out as much as possible and make data-based decisions rather than emotion-based.